so we'll begin seated. You can sit on your cushion so that you have something soft underneath of you for a few moments here, and just wiggle side to side. Make sure you feel your sitting bones, your tailbone in the center of your body so that your spine can lengthen and grow out of that. Just feel the trunk of your body rise up from the roots of your pelvis, and bring your hands onto your knees. And let's just roll the shoulders up to the ears. Take a nice big inhale through your nose. And then let's exhale through the mouth. And just let the shoulders drop down away from the ears. Let's take that one more time. Inhale, big circle up. So we just create a little tension in the body. Exhale. And just let it go. And then once you arrive here, just draw the chin slightly back so you feel the neck right in line with the spine. You can keep the hands on the knees, palms face up or down, your choice. If you'd like to take a mudra, you can take the chin mudra with the index finger and the thumb together. And just close your eyes. Close your eyes and begin to drop into the landscape of your body and the landscape of your breath. Just take a few moments to settle in here. Just observing. And just setting yourself up for your practice. This perhaps different time of day than the morning. And just allow yourself to absorb anything that comes into your field. Whether there's distraction or thoughts, or stillness, you just sit with whatever it is for a few moments and then let it go. And so today we'll work with the concept of balance, the concept of yin and yang, these two polarities, these two opposite forces, and how we can sense them within ourselves and in nature all around us. So just as you begin to sense your inhale and your exhale, you can feel this as an inflow and an outflow of energy. And one cannot exist without the other while we are alive in this form, in this reality, in this dimension. And so just take a moment to consider the opposites or the polarities that you may experience. There may be something that comes to your mind first, but I'll just name a few qualities of yin and yang, and perhaps one of these just resonates with you today. Light and dark. The sun and the moon. Hot and cold. Happy, sad, masculine, feminine, and perhaps there's something else that speaks to you or something in your life that resonates more with you. Just take a moment to contemplate those polarities. That one cannot exist without the other. And that they can be independent and interdependent at the same time. Now, from this place, just noticing the breath, noticing these qualities, we'll practice a pranayama technique called Nadi Shodhana. This is alternate nostril breath. So you can open your eyes And we'll make a mudra with the right hand. So you'll tuck in your index finger and your middle finger. And you'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, you'll close the right nostril and exhale completely through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Close with the ring finger and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close with the thumb and exhale through the left nostril. Inhale left. Close with the ring finger. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close with the thumb. Exhale left. And inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. So the pattern goes, you always inhale through the same side that you just exhaled from. So let's continue this. You'll take 3 more rounds. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. That's 1 round, is both sides. So go ahead and take 2 more on your own. You'll finish with your exhale on the left side. And just release your right hand. Whenever you're ready, just breathe normally through both nostrils for a few moments. And just feel that inflow and outflow of air and energy. So invite this balance and this harmony throughout your practice today. And allow yourself to just be a witness and observe any polarities between maybe your right and left sides or any of these opposing forces that you may feel. Now we'll begin with a neck stretch. So let's release the arms out, open out to the side. And find a nice inhale here. And as you exhale, drop your left ear down toward the left shoulder. So you just start to feel the head become heavy. And just feel the stretch through the right side of your neck. And allow the left shoulder to just relax and allow that to soften the tissue on the left side. That right side can open. Breathe in and breathe out here. from here, we'll have an option to take the left hand over the head, so toward your right ear. So you can just use a little pressure of the left hand just to weight down the head a little bit. And just be mindful of this left shoulder. It might have a tendency to creep up toward the ear, so if you need to take your other hand to your shoulder and just relax it down for a moment, especially if your upper traps are really tight. They have a tendency to creep up toward the ear. Just gently press it down, exhale, create some space, and then release your right arm back out to the side. If that's too much at any time with the right arm, just release it. You can take the hand on the knee. And just allow the eyes to close here. And just place the tongue on your soft palate, just behind your teeth. And this just allows the teeth to separate a little bit, so there's no tension in the jaw. You can just release any tension in the mandible. And continue to breathe here. Just feel that flow of energy, that flow of chi. For our last few breaths here, if you would like to take your right arm behind you into a half bind, you can just press the back of the hand into your lower back. And just take about 5 more breaths here. Just begin to feel the breath expand across your collarbones, your shoulders, and into the throat. And imagine a string connected to the crown of your head as you inhale. And just release the head up, blossom the arms open, and release them back down and out. Just take a moment here to lengthen the spine, the center of your body. Just notice how your neck or your shoulders feel. And just begin to imagine that your head is heavy and weighted. Breathe in. And then exhale that heaviness through the right ear down to the right shoulder. Just stretch the other side and just take a few moments here. Just remember to relax that tissue on the right side. That will help to open up the left channel. Keep the collarbones broad and open. Now, as you find your next breath, we'll just reach the right arm over the head, just to give a little additional weight. The right hand toward the left ear. And again, just notice that shoulder, just relax it down. If it needs a little massage, just palpate for a moment, just release those muscles until you can walk the left arm back particularly in that neck or throat area. Remember that you're not forcing anything. You don't need to pull so much with that top hand. It's just a gentle weight. And for our last few moments here, you can take the left hand behind you if you'd like an additional stretch into the front of that bicep and bicep tendon in the left shoulder. Just feel both sitting bones anchored down into the earth. And inhale with lightness to raise the head. Release your arms out to the side. And from here, just lean back and change the cross of your legs so that you have the other leg in front. And from here, we'll bring the hands together, interlace your fingers and press the hands straight out so the arms are nice and long. And we'll just take a few movements here slowly, connecting the movement with the breath. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky and feel your body as a tall pillar of light. And then exhale, push the palms forward, round your spine, tuck the chin to your chest, and you can really round yourself back like you're behind your hips. Let the head be heavy. Inhale again, lengthen. Now if you'd like to find a little arch, you can look up to your hands. And then exhale, curl and round it down like you're pushing everything away. Feel space in the back of your heart between your shoulder blades. Inhale. And invite yourself to take this as slow as you can, like you're moving through water. And so we'll take a few more rounds just on your own, just to explore this space. And the next time the arms reach up to the sky, we'll bring the hands behind the head. So the elbows are nice and wide, like wings. Inhale here. And as you exhale, tuck the chin to the chest and let the elbows drop forward without rounding your back at all. So you want to keep the shoulders on top of the hips, so we're not rounding forward. It's just a little gentle pressure, and you can feel the wings of the arms, the elbows just weighted and heavy down. So if it's too much, keep the elbows more lifted. And if you want more, again, don't pull so much on the head, but just let the elbows weight downward. And if you feel any tension in your neck, just give yourself a little massage through that occipital lobe with your thumbs. And we'll stay here for a few moments. So continue to breathe evenly. Let's take about 5 more breaths into the back of the neck. As you find your next inhale, start to lift the head and open the elbows. Keep the hands behind the head and gently just lift the eyes for a moment so you just find a little extension through the spine. And just feel this as a counter pose to that weightedness, to that heaviness, and invite some lightness into the body as if your collarbones could smile up toward the sky. Inhale into the space of your heart. Exhale, slowly release your hands, bring your head back to neutral. And then we'll take our time to shift onto the knees. So you can swing your legs around. We'll be on the knees for a few moments, so if you want to take a blanket underneath of your knees, go ahead. So you can have the big toes together, knees slightly apart, or you can take this in parallel, so either one is fine. And again, we'll just begin with a little bit of movement before we go into thread the needle. So bring your left hand to the center of your mat, and we'll inhale the left arm up to the sky. You'll just feel this openness through the collarbones and extend through the fingertips. And as you exhale, slowly carve that left arm down, thread it underneath, look underneath of that right side, and then we'll come all the way back up like you're moving in slow motion. Inhale to unwind and lift. And exhale to slowly thread the needle down. And so take this very slow, so elongate your breath as much as possible. Just one more here. Inhale and exhale. The left arm comes down underneath so that the left ear and shoulder are on the floor. And then you can walk that right hand forward as we come into this twist for the shoulders. And just allow the throat and the sides of the neck to soften here. Breathe in and breathe out. Always remember to listen to your breath and allow this listening, this witnessing, to help us gauge when we can move further or when we need to back off. And so as you breathe into this twist, you can take your top arm and just slowly start to walk it slightly behind you, like you're trying to bring the top arm as close to the ear as possible. You start to open up this space under the armpit into the lungs to increase your lung capacity and breathe in more of this life-sustaining oxygen. And as you feel that top arm reach, the bottom arm and shoulder are just relaxed and heavy. Now we'll take about 1 more minute here. So if you would like to take your top right arm up and back to a half bind, you'll lead with your thumb to internally rotate the arm, and you can press the back of the hand into the hip, or you'll catch that opposite side. And again, just listen to what you need in this moment. In this position, we'll get a little deeper into that top shoulder, into the front cavity. Again, into that bicep tendon attachment. Sometimes finding those little crevices in the body where we may have some soreness or aches and pains, and just send your breath into the shoulders. Soften the throat. Now if the hand is behind you, slowly start to unravel it and bring the hand underneath of your shoulder. Slowly inhale to push yourself up, and take your time to move onto your belly. And just lower all the way down and make a pillow with your hands. And bring your forehead onto your hands and just allow the body to relax on the front surface for a few moments here. And just feel the connection of your belly down into the earth. Now from here, we'll find again a little bit of movement to wake up the spine. So take your hands wider than your yoga mat and come onto your fingertips. Lift your elbows up. Feet are flat behind you, and we'll just take a few ripples into a cobra. So as you inhale, you'll just gently lift the chest. And exhale. like taffy. And exhale. Perhaps just close your eyes and enjoy. Inhale. Exhale. And just see how soft you can be in a spine extension. Notice where there's any tension. Do you squeeze the glutes or the shoulders? Just one more here. Inhale. Exhale. Head back down. And then we'll move into Sphinx. So bring the elbows under the shoulders. You want your forearms parallel to the long edges of your mat. If you would like a block for your head or a cushion to make this more passive, feel free. Otherwise, relax your legs, relax your glutes, and push the arms down and allow the collarbones to spread open here. Close your eyes and just bring your awareness to the center of your heart. And just visualize a light there for a few moments. And just see this light spread down your belly, across your shoulders, into the back of your heart, up into the throat. And let it fill all the way through the crown of the head. And just allow yourself to rise in this gentle confidence here, in the ability to shine your beautiful light every day. Perhaps remembering some times in our life that were difficult, and we may have transpired through the darkness to be in this place, on this healing journey. Think about 5 more breaths here. Feel that gentle action of the arms and the ease through the hips and the legs, the ease which the spine rises out of. Inhale from your belly to your heart. Exhale, slowly begin to release yourself back down to a rebound position. Make a pillow with your hands. And place your forehead down on your hands. Soften your shoulders.
and your belly back down into the ground.
And just sink and settle in there for a few moments. And just even in our stillness here, there's always a little movement of the breath, so we tap into that sense of being alive, to feel that chi, that energy flow through the body, through the meridians, through the channels. Now exhale completely and bring your hands under your shoulders. Push yourself back to a child's pose with the knees all the way together. Press the hips back and just circle the arms around so the forehead comes to the floor. And just allow the shoulders to be nice and rounded. And feel the back body open so there's space between the vertebrae. And just imagine here that your body is just like a leaf that has fallen off a tree and just has lightly landed on the ground. And just, you can absorb that energy down into the earth. And just relax the space between your brows, the third eye. Find that space between your teeth as you take a few more moments here to breathe into your child's pose. Feel the rise and fall of the belly as you inhale and exhale, and begin to circle your hands forward to move back into a tabletop position. Again, you can have the big toes together, knees slightly apart. To move into our thread the needle flow on the other side. So bring your left hand to the center of your mat. Find a nice inhale to sweep the right arm up to the sky, stack the shoulders, extend all the way through the fingertips. Exhale, slowly slide the right arm underneath of the left. Drop the ear and shoulder to the floor. And inhale, you'll unwind all the way back up to the sky.
fingertips forward. So you make this L cross with your arms. And just stay here for a few moments to breathe into this twist, into this gentle spiral through your spine. And then you can perhaps begin to just roll back a little bit. So you take that top arm and just begin to walk the fingertips back so that the left arm is hugged closer toward the left ear. So we can see your eyes, right? Peek underneath of that arm. Like you create a little window for your face. And just breathe here. Now again, for our last minute here, if you would like to take that half bind with the top arm, you can reach it up and back, lead with the thumb to feel that internal rotation. The hand comes to the back of the hip or into that opposite hip crease. And just feel that front side of the top left shoulder begin to open. And the bottom shoulder stays heavy, the head heavy. Just to feel those polarities that create balance in the body. And continue to breathe here. And then begin to find a deep inhale. And a deep exhale into your chest. Slowly start to release your left hand underneath of your shoulder and press yourself all the way up to unwind. And then come to lay on your belly. Stack your hands and your forehead comes down to release for a few moments here on the front surface of your body. Now begin to walk your hands underneath of your shoulders and press yourself back up to a tabletop position. So the hands are under the shoulders, the knees are underneath of the hips. Spread all 10 fingers down into the ground like you could leave an imprint of your hands in wet earth. Lengthen your spine, look forward on an inhale. Fill the lungs. And as you exhale, round your back into a cat curl. Tuck the chin to the chest. Really squeeze every ounce of air out of your lungs. And then inhale. Arch your spine in the opposite direction. So the belly down, eyes up. And sip in as much air through the nose as you can. Exhale, slowly round yourself back down. Inhale, open, expand. One more like this. Exhale to curl. Inhale, open. And find yourself back in a neutral position. Now from here, we'll move into a supported downward dog. So you'll take your block or whatever you have to use as a block, and this is going to come in front of you, so you'll use it for your head. Now if you don't have anything for your head and you don't want to take downward dog, then you can just take a melting heart position. So you'll tuck your toes, lift your hips, and you'll just bring your forehead onto your block or your makeshift block here. And your heels, they don't need to be down to the floor. This is not about getting the heels all the way down or the legs straight or anything like that. And in this version of downward dog, it's about just releasing some of the weight of the shoulders. A lot of times we have a lot of pushing and a lot of tension in the arms here, and we can just begin to invite a sense of weightlessness to perhaps experience this posture in a different way. That we don't have to hold on so much, that we can let go in this mild inversion. That we will spend a bit of time here. If at any time it just begins to feel like too much, just come out of it and rest. to the side if you would like to just allow the head to fully hang. But again, keep that sense of lightness through the arms. Now for our last breath here, we'll inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And just let it all go. And as you find your next inhale, slowly sweep your right leg up. Again, like you're moving through water, you can bend the knee and open the hip. And just slowly start to explore space with that right knee, with that right leg. You can make some circles. You can extend the leg. There's no right or wrong here. Moving big, moving small. We'll just invite some mindfulness into moving around the space with that right leg. Until eventually we begin to find the right foot moving forward. So you can take a swing forward with your right foot and we'll move into a dragon. So you'll release your left knee to the floor. Go ahead and pad the knee if you need to. Grab a block for under your hands if you would like some support. And just come onto the hands for a moment, lift your chest. Just shine your light forward as you inhale. You may want to stay right here or exhale, come down onto your forearms or your block. And we will be here for a little while, so just come into it about 70–80%. So you know that there's always a little bit more room for you to sink into without forcing anything. And just send lots of breath down into your hips. So the hips are nice and heavy. And again, just find a little bit of space between your teeth. You can keep the tongue and the soft palate. This also helps us to circulate our energy, to make an energy loop through the body. If you find that you have some space to deepen, you can allow the exhale to gently guide you further down into the pose as you continue to breathe. And as we go deeper into this pose, just notice if the mind is attempting to tug you out or tell you any stories. And just remember again these polarities. That sometimes the mind is active and other times it's at ease. And this is just another way of getting to know ourselves. dragon. Exhale completely. And slowly come up onto your hands as you inhale. We'll tuck the back toes underneath and lift up the back knee. You'll take your back leg and just begin to slide it underneath. So you want to tuck it underneath of your right leg. So it's like you're bringing the left knee towards your right ankle. I'll just turn to face you guys. So we're moving into shoelace. So you can stack the knees, but if your hips feel tight, just extend out your bottom left leg. So you can take half shoelace or full shoelace. You can come forward onto your hands just to squeeze the knees closer back together. Feel free to sit on a cushion if you need to. And just anchor the hips down to the floor. And when you're ready, you'll begin to walk your hands forward on an inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, soften and round the back over. Use any support underneath of your head. You can even take the palms face up here just to allow yourself to receive. After the dragon of sinking down, we can just find some opening and receptivity. And continue to breathe here. Now as you exhale, feel the breath anchor down into your hips and slowly peel yourself up one vertebra at a time.
So we come into our half butterfly position. And today we'll take a little variation on this. So rather than folding forward, we'll actually stretch over to the side. And we want this to be more in a relaxed way. You can take this deeper if you want. So you'll take the right hand in front of the right leg, and then we'll arch the left arm up and overhead. So it may look something like this, but if you're feeling a bit tight in the shoulder, you can always modify here in this position as well. So we're just feeling the side body like it's making an arc over the right leg, and just allow yourself to soften that right side so the whole right side becomes heavy, just like how the ear was heavy to the shoulder in the very beginning. And again, if this arm becomes tired at any time, just let it come all the way down, it's fine. It's just a gentle side opener after all those forward folds. And keep that right leg, the knee and the foot soft. The left sitting bone presses into the floor. Now, as you become a bit more heavy here, you may find the right arm beginning to bend, so the elbow may drop to the floor. And this may deepen or intensify the stretch. If you still have the arm overhead and it feels accessible, you can go into the final version by reaching the hand to the foot. But if that just feels like too much, if you feel you lose the connection of your breath, don't worry about holding the foot. It's not the goal of the pose. The goal of the pose is just to stretch the side body to wherever feels optimal for you today. It's about 5 more breaths here. Exhale completely and allow the inhale to slowly rise you all the way back up. Take your time to just sit for a moment. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we'll move back to the tabletop. So just come onto all fours. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath of the hips. Just take a moment here to spread through all 10 fingers, lengthen out your spine. Breathe into the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale completely. Take another deep inhale to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, round your back. Again, find your cat curl. Tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, arch the spine, drop the belly, lift the eyes. 2 more, nice and slow, cat-cow curls. Inhale. Exhale. Look up to the sky as you inhale. And then as you exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back to our downward facing dog. A little moment here, find that lightness through your shoulders, heaviness through the head. And as you find your next inhalation,
your left leg up, you can open the hip so the knee reaches to the sky. And again, just begin to explore space. With the leg, make some circles as if you were moving through silly putty. And just painting a beautiful picture with that left leg. There's no right or wrong here. Just to find some mobility through that hip. And as you explore space, the left foot begins to creep up to the outside of the left hand toward that left pinky finger, and release the right knee down to the floor. Pad the knee if you need to prepare for your dragon lunge. And come onto your hands, shine the heart forward, breathe in, and exhale to slowly come down onto your forearms or block to just sink and settle into that right groin. And send your breath down into the fascia of that right hip. And just notice what this side feels like without comparing or judging, just witnessing. So again, just notice any happenings of the mind here as you go a bit deeper into the pose. You can use the exhale to just soften for our last few moments in dragon. Now feel the breath flow through your body and allow your inhale to rise you up onto the hands. You'll tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, and slide the right knee toward your left heel and sit the hips down to come into your shoelace. Again, you can extend the bottom leg if you need to, or just walk your left foot a bit over to the side. You can come onto your knees, so just slide forward onto your hands, and then sit the hips back down. Use any cushions
if you need, under the hips so that you really feel both sitting bones in the floor. And take a block in front of you. Reach your hands out. Inhale here and exhale. Fold down over the legs into your shoelace position. And again, you can allow the palms to face upward here if that's comfortable for you. And just relax the space between the brow and allow the head to spill over the legs. If you'd like to deepen this for the next few moments, you can release anything under the head and just allow the head to hang down into gravity here. Allow gravity to assist you a little bit. Begin to feel the breath in your back body and in your belly to curl yourself up. The sitting bones press down into the floor. Move slowly. There's no rush to arrive anywhere. And slowly unfold the left leg out to the side for the half butterfly position. The right knee out to the right side, and just move that right foot wherever is comfortable for you, maybe a little closer, tucked into the body. Both sitting bones press into the floor. And the left hand comes to the inside of the left leg, and we'll just begin to drape the body over that left side. Again, that right arm can come by the ear, but if it just feels like too much effort, maybe hand behind the head, or even just keep it down, because the most important thing is just
that side stretch through the lungs, even through this right side of the lower back, the quadratus lumborum, into the neck. Keep your left leg soft. Begin to soften that left elbow. It may creep down, closer down to the floor. Just continue to allow the side body to be heavy. Last few breaths, you can come into your deepest expression. If that means the arm overhead or holding onto the foot, that's fine, but just invite as much ease as possible so that the breath continues to flow through the body. If at any time the breath stops or feels disjointed, it's just a sign to ease off. Beautiful. Nice deep inhales, nice deep exhales, just a few more moments here. Now exhale into that right sitting bone, that left sitting bone. Just slowly come all the way up. Just take a moment to sit at the top. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we'll take our time to come to lay all the way down on the back. Extend your arms and your legs. And just take a few moments here to relax in your pentacle. You can close your eyes and just feel your back body connected to the floor. We've done a lot of opening in the front body, even the side body today. So just observe how this feels. Observe any changes in your body and your mind from perhaps when you got out of bed this morning. This may be the second time that you've done yin yoga today, so that may be another thing to consider. Now we'll take one final pose before we move into Shavasana. So we'll take snail. So we'll bend the knees, bring the knees into the chest. You can use your hands on your hips to support the hips and help them roll over your head. Your knees can be soft, so don't worry about trying to get your feet to the floor or anything like that. And you can keep your hands on your hips, keep your eyes on the belly, and you'll just send a lot of breath into that back body. And just feel this as a counter stretch to all of that opening in the Sphinx and the dragon. Just take a moment here in your snail to just perhaps connect to one organ or one meridian that you may feel. Maybe you feel your heartbeat. Maybe you connect to your stomach. Or maybe it's your kidneys or your liver that you're sensing. And just notice if you feel the breath, or maybe the fascia, or maybe it's just an energetic connection to that area. Last few moments here, if you happen to find your feet on the ground, you can release your arms so that this becomes a bit more passive. Relax your shoulders, and in particular, your throat, the seat of your thyroid gland. Now inhale deeply into your belly. And as you exhale, take your time. Again, if you need to use your hands for support, go ahead. And just peel your spine down so that you just start to feel each little vertebrae come back down to the ground. Release your feet to the floor. You can extend the legs all the way out. Arms by your sides, and just walk your hands down a little closer toward the ankles so the shoulders move away from the ears. And if you need any support, grab your cushions for underneath of your knees or anything else that you need. Maybe you want to cover your eyes. And just begin to fully relax into your Shavasana. And once you reach a place where you feel relaxed, where you feel ease in the body, again, we'll take this inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and just sigh it out. And we'll take that one more time. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And just begin to allow that sense of ease to trickle through the body. From the active inhale to the passive exhale. And perhaps you begin to find this space, just a little pause between the inhale